Hello everybody, welcome back. This is day 3 of our large ship build in Space Engineers 2. We're just going to continue exactly where we left off at last time. So just to recap, we've got gravity now. We have currently 2 whole decks done with the hangars as well, and the start of potentially a sub-deck within here. We're going to need to place a deck on top of this. And then we're also going to need to start to figure out what we're going to do with the nose and finish off these hangars as well. So there's a lot more to do that we can do. Probably not going to get it all finished in this 1 week, but you know, this vertical slice is going to be around for a while before we move on to the next one. So let's spread this out a little bit. So I think we've got our rough hangar location worked out. We're not going to do any more on that because some of that's going to depend on how these next couple of decks go. Now the question is, do we widen this any further? I'm thinking possibly not, because I'd like to be able to bring this down in a kind of a sloped fashion, have a slightly different shape to this version of the ship, which means our upper deck's going to be quite narrow and small, kind of on here. So we need to consider how that's going to work. Now, we also need to think about conveying, so for now I think these two are going to be good conveyor drop-off points. So I'm going to go into one of these blocks and we're going to have to colour it yellow, so I need to go into this. I don't know of a way at the moment to pick a colour without picking this, but we'll just go with this for now. So we're doing these are on the centre line. Okay, now obviously one more to go into the floor of the next level. So those are replaceable with conveyor blocks when we have them. I'm assuming the conveyor blocks are probably going to be a lot narrower than those, but we can tidy up afterwards with smaller block types. So that's that, and that also measures us out exactly 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks into the next level. It's going to require a fair bit of stairs to do that, and then let's also get a look from the front and see what sort of height we're looking at here. And that's completely serviceable, that. Yeah. So you can see now we're already building a kind of a stacked ship and getting some shape in there. It's taking a bit of time to get to that final shape, but we don't want to rush this. So let's go back to our grey colour into our blocks, and for this deck, because it's quite important to protect the engineering deck, I'm going to go with half blocks, but I'm going to go, actually no, we're not going to go heavy armour, we're going to save heavy armour for the outside. I'm going to just go boom with our half blocks up to the top here. We'll put our oh, it's saving, that's why. I'm going to put our symmetry mode on in a moment. I just want to sort of plot this out first. Okay. So let's put symmetry mode on now and then start working out where all of this is going to be. Now, that should be a conveyor line, but that's going to vary on each side. So what I may need to do, yeah, see, this is not going to match, so we'll turn off our symmetry mode now, start planning where we're going to place more conveyors. That's fine, that one's fine. Okay, and then we can come off that. Now that's coming out roughly the same width as these, which means we probably are going to need to widen this floor out a little bit. So again, these floors are full blocks, so I'm going to just bring this in here, widen these out. just so we can get that final shape that we want. I don't know how far we're going to extend these across. Actually, I think we are going to go across at least the width of that. Come on, let's only drag what we need here. I think we're safe there. These conveyor lines here, let's just check that they line up properly on this side. Yes. Do a block we can place there though. Right. So I'm leaving space to actually plug in conveyor lines at a later date, because these are going to feed weapons and various other things like air vents and so on. So we also need to make sure that every room in our ship has access to somewhere we can plug an air vent, because I am assuming that that is going to be a big thing. So this section here, it is connected to those, but if we decide to wall off this and put a door here for any reason, which we may very well need to do, we are going to need access to a cargo line. So we could place it in the ceiling here, so we could find a spot where we could connect an air vent to one of these, so that's fine. We don't have a lower deck yet. This bit here, access. All the way down the central spine here we have access to cargo. So we're fine anywhere here. And if we put rooms off to the sides here, we could actually bring out a pipe and then just drop them off to the sides. Don't want to ruin sort of traversability around the ship though. You need to be able to walk it. Okay. Oh no, wrong kind. Half block. Okay. At this point we can bring this back. Just close that off. Right, so front of the ship's over this way, back of the ship's where the temporary thrusters are. So we're going to have to bring this way out here. Okay. And then we need to figure out how we're going to get up there. So our main staircase section is to the front fore, the fore part of the ship, not the aft. So that's here. Now, that one we can't do the staircase up to there because it goes through the conveyor line, unless we were to split the conveyor line off around it, so we're not going to do that. But somewhere around here would probably be a good place to put some sort of stairs. Now this bit here, because we're like double width here, we could actually put 2 floors in this space, but it does depend though, because we might want to put batteries in here as well. So maybe we leave this for a battery stack. Yeah, and we just start building some stairs down from here. So 2. We put it on the central line. Is that the right spot? Yes, that's perfect. Now, I can't just go boom, next sort of stairs straight away, so temporarily we're going to need to put like some sort of a small block on here or something. Let's find that, yeah. We could use a detailing cube for it, but this will do for now. Less cubes, more performance. Right, this is, at this point, it only wants to sort of connect to standard anchor points, so and there's the point where we sort of try and find that overlap point. Yeah, and we need to do that again. precision mode by holding control. Again, we could possibly end up replacing these stairs with something that's a bit more friendly, a little bit more consistent in tessellation. Well, that's not right. These interior wall blocks promote the small grid sort of movement, because if you notice here, everywhere I'm moving on these, there's no snapping going on. As soon as you get to these, there's more snapping going on. So wall blocks do like to be used for decoration. You can still do that in any of these by just holding control. So it's just that these don't have the fine snap. So maybe me using them for this floor section in the middle might not have been the best idea, but it's fine. Right, so we've got this ugly shape here going on, similar to what we've got going on over, well, over here. So we're going to have to figure that out at some point. For now, for here though, I'm kind of wishing I didn't put those in. That's exactly one whole block, so that's connected via that side, but it's not connected via there, so I have to temporarily at least put a couple of these in. Then I can pull this out, so that's connected to there. And we don't lose everything. Then I can go to a half block, sort of like a slope, sorry, not half. No. Do we have... Let's see, do we have the armor slope? Do we have what we had before? I could put a ramp in there upside down. Ooh. That's not a bad idea. Yes. Right, that one's now held in place, and that one's also held in place, so... Put that in there like that. Will you fit in there? Oh, you won't fit in there. Why is that? That's not in the floor. Oh, because we're overlapped, of course. We're not overlapped. We're not even lined up here. Or there, for that matter. Okay. Now we're lined up. Yeah. Let's try our stairs again. R for normal stairs. Having that snap helps a bit. Okay, and this is the point where it's not going to fit because we've got these blocks in place which need to go. I like the crosshair thing, it helps. Okay, and now I can put that in there and put the ramp variant right underneath it. Come on, there we go. That kind of leaves this bit open, but I think what I can do, we could make it observable putting like a grid down there. It's not going to be airtight though. If I put one of these in, that's going to be interesting. I think I might like to do that though. Lease across some of this, and then it can share oxygen. Kind of, yeah, it's going to be a bigger area to oxygenate, but I'm hoping that it's more performant than it used to be. Right, how far over here can I place one of these? That's as far as I can go there. Right, okay, so go to a full cube. There's a little gap. There's a tiny little gap that we can't fill in. But that's so much better than what we used to end up with the gap for. I'm not even worried about that. That's fine. Because we're going to be sharing oxygen anyway. So essentially that means that this bit here, once these are all out, we're going to be showing oxygen in the middle line there, which will sort of fill all of this. So along here we may at some point want to put some doors in, I don't know. But it saves us pressurising that area separately. Okay, so now we have the means to get up here. It's a bit funny on these bits. Luckily there's no damage here. I mean, that step's a little bit higher than that. No, they're quite consistent. It just feels a bit funny, but it works. Right, so that gets us up to here. We know that there is going to be where we're going to be piping in more of these. Going to leave them empty at the moment. I'm just going for the shape for the time being. Right, so this top deck needs to come. Let's see, do I want to go too far forward? Because we obviously have to cover this bit, staircase a little bit. And we probably want to bring it down to around here, but like we're going to need to, I want it kind of like a ship's bridge, so it looks over the nose a bit. There's nothing worse than being able to not see where your ship's going. So imagine like the bridge is, let's say about here ish. That nose is probably going to be a bit longer because we are going to need room for jumps and stuff like that. Or we sort of shape off this section here, just over the staircase here, and have the bridge. You don't want the stairs in front of the bridge, because they kind of got to get in the way. I mean, you could come up into the bridge there and like have your window behind here. But once you get shot out, this is the last direction you're probably going to want to run. From experience, it's usually from the front of the bridge you get shot out because you're facing your enemy. So, unless you've like broadsiding them, but that's risky itself because it's setting your broadside up against theirs. So, coming down, if the bridge was here, coming down the stairs, if it all like got shot out, you'd have no way back from here, so we'd need a secondary way down here at the very least. So maybe what we do is we build this out. let's get the right variant of this. Undo. Put that on. Not sure how far out to go. Right. Let's go third person, have a look at this. I want to get an idea of where we can start. We're just in that block space there. Yeah, from there, from behind this, we can start coming back out and across. So we can close that off there, and that should make it in and out. That's a little close. So maybe this one block should be a slope. It's a half slope. One of those. Yeah. That feels a little more inviting. Yes, much better. Right. So now we can have the bridge space in front of that. Like armor half, that's perfect. We can start coming in actually. Sort of forming our shape in on the front of the bridge. So let's say the bridge door is here, approximately. This is something we can do now because I don't need to leave that extra space for a wall and put the bridge door there. I can put it here and have a thin wall kind of in the middle here. So let's say this is where the bridge doors are. Let's actually put a door in. Yeah. Just put it straight in there. And have a look at what sort of space we have here. So when we come in, this is where imagination's needed a little bit, but bridge for a ship this size, I mean, you don't need it to be absolutely enormous. It's wasted space if it is. I've never really been a fan of doing absolutely enormous bridges, but let's say we can put the control seat, which I think I've taken off my... No, I haven't. It's this traditional control seat. And I can fine tune its placement. That's great. Main control seat here. Secondary control seat. Here. Let's undo that because I need to do that in symmetry. Right, so you can get in, you can get in. There's no controls over that for whether it's the main cockpit or not, by the looks of it. But, oh my goodness, that's super. It's interesting. I can bring this back actually. Go first person. Okay, now for some reason I can't suddenly go forwards. Oh, we are. Okay. It's just these thrusters are a bit slow at pushing us forwards. Either that or we're stuck. Are we moving? Do we have a reference point somewhere? Well, according to the speedometer, we're not going anywhere. Okay, going by the UI, on the right hand side, which is the UI for the ship itself, traditionally, first icon's brakes, second's power, batteries in fact, third one's power as in probably power generation, or power use maybe. Yes, charge, power use, which is not giving me anything. The last one is hydrogen, so I'm assuming that this ship will have hydrogen thrusters eventually. They built the UI around it. Right, cockpit in there anyway. So let's build this out, and then we can start working out how we. I mean, this is how I do it. How I work. I build the floors, kind of roughly where I want them. Then I start thinking about how I sort of tie them together with a shape. There's going to need to be more on the front of this. It's going to look a bit weird otherwise, maybe. I'm not sure. This is 150 meters long at the moment, from front to tail. Possibly could be around 200 by the time we're done. We'll just have to see. Right, I'm not sure I have a shape that perfectly fills that space in at the moment, but one thing that... Well, let's check our bar. One thing that Keen has done, with giving us the smaller grids, is kind of made that not so much of an issue anymore. Right, let's have a look at our... Right, this is where heavy armor is going to come in handy, because we're definitely going to need some for the bridge. Then again, if we're having an outer bridge, the windows are not going to exactly be very armoured. So we're definitely going to need an inner bridge as well. I think this is our peacetime bridge. So we don't really need to go heavy armour for the bridge. That would make perfect sense. Okay. Let's see what shapes I have available in the larger size here. I could do something that goes in that gap and cuts across it. Saving. Okay, it's not on that shape that we've got here. That doesn't seem to have it. If I can't find one, again, we're just going to have to make the shape. I kind of want that, but in a half. Like, as if it's cut across the middle there. It just might not exist. Right. Okay. So at this point what we do is we use our slightly smaller size cubes. Go on one. And we basically make this up. So it's going to go there, there. Oof, that needs... Okay, we're going to need detailing cubes for this as well. You're not in the right spot. And that doesn't belong there either. Right. Nope. Undo. Could leave it hollow, but why? I suppose if we were weight saving, we could do stuff like that and leave hollow bits. Oh, for God's sake. Let's just do this on the other side. I didn't put my tessellation back on. I could copy and paste it, but that's going to take longer than it would be to actually build it. Copy paste, fantastic invention. Not the best replacement for something that's just quick. So great for when you've got something complicated already in place. So this sort of demonstrates the whole, if they haven't made the block, we can kind of do it ourselves. Tessellation on. And maybe that's part of why this idea as well. I mean, obviously, the more detail in ships thing is part of it, but this also cuts down their need to make a billion different block shapes. Because if you look at this, we just made exactly what we need. Oh. Well, that's a bit frustrating. Some stuff disappeared when we were doing that, so either that or we left it out, I'm not sure. Right. Good, good. So we just made that. And now we've got to fill in this bit as well, so now this bit here we could actually copy paste. This whole chunk here. So let's see if we can figure out this copy paste thing. So you look at a block, you press Control P, and then you can either expand with your mouse. Oh, actually, select right with this. Yeah, okay. So Control P to start selecting, and then your mouse wheel to expand the selection or shrink the selection. Or you can hold Control and pick a face. Let's move so I can see what face we're picking. And mouse wheel out. And you're just using your WSADs for this, which we've already got used to now because we're using them for rotating. That's height. I need, and it's view dependent. Come on. Oh, it's saving, that's why. Right. This probably could take a lot less time, but that's exactly what we want. So we can copy that. What's to actually copy? Is it Control C? Okay, let's see. Oh. I've copied the entire ship. How do I undo that? Right. That isn't quite what I wanted to do. So we're not quite there with the picking this thing yet. Okay, Control P, click. See if I can do this quicker now that I've got a handle for it now. Right. Right, that's it. Right, so we've got that now. Left mouse button to confirm selection. Ah, okay, great. So now I can literally Control V. Yep. Still in my copy paste. Now I could blueprint this block and put it in my thing, but that would seem a bit pointless. Right. Bingo. Right, so basic bridge shape already there. Windows we could put on in a bit. So top floor, it's kind of sorted. Probably could do with some sort of backup direction down, but we still need an idea of what we're actually going to place in here, so I can't really commit to that just yet. Walls wise, we're going to have to slope these sort of in. I wonder if we take... I am starting to think what we do is we narrow this down just a bit more. So we take that out, take all, hang on, undo, undo, undo. Right. The only downside to this sort of thing is it takes a lot longer to remove. I mean, I could do the whole sort of click drag thing, I guess. But like, can get messy. So we'll just do it a little bit at a time here. We're going to cut that off, I think. And then I think we might be able to Control X, take there, get rid of that whole grid bit there. Do the same on this side. Right. Okay, now we can, oh, actually, undo. Symmetry again. These bits I'm not too concerned about, actually. I mean, I originally put those sides on to go a bit further out from there, but when we're sloping down, we'll block those off anyway. So I think we're looking alright there for where this is going to be. Yeah, that's narrow enough. We don't need to go any more than that. Right. We need a medical area, and we probably need it as close to the bridge as we can. Now, typically I've put them right behind the bridge area here, but that's where our respawn point is, and I'm not necessarily super keen on our respawn point being in a highly vulnerable area. So if we had a backup bridge in here somewhere, which could be potentially, where's easy to get to from the main bridge in the event of an emergency, probably around here. So we could place a backup bridge somewhere in this area. So let's say one simple backup bridge console. Ooh, that's central, isn't it? Like there. It's a bit noisy. Then you got that extra armor there protecting you. The armor on the main hull layer protecting you, the stairs protecting you to a point. Previously I've had the backup bridge like probably stationed way back here somewhere, which could be alright, but I feel like this is more accessible if you have to run from there. We could put a little armor shell around this bit. In fact, that case, maybe we do put this back a little bit more so we can properly armor it off. Just back a bit more. Right. So let's think about this. How do we want to armor this? We could go over interior walls. Oh, pillars, they're nice. We're probably going to want to put screens on here, but we don't have them yet, so I am literally going to... Well, we've got the stairs protecting us there, so we don't necessarily need to wall off that side, so... thinking from about maybe somewhere around here. We can figure out the fine details in a bit. But generally speaking, if we do that, let's undo. Actually. Okay, whatever we do here can't interfere with overall operations. So it can't be made in such a way that makes it difficult to access the rest of the ship. The rest of this doesn't quite fit, so detailing cubes time. Cube, right, okay. Yeah, that's nice. I can't do this as a big drag. Well, I can. Sort of. Only really that far. Oh, maybe a tiny bit further. Right. Nope, okay. So at this point I need... oh, I'm holding shift, not control. Do we have a slightly better slope than that? We don't. Oof. It's a little bit rough, but I think that works okay. I think that's fine. The idea here is to try and sort of obtain a certain amount of air tightness, whilst also protecting the kind of cockpit area, the backup cockpit area. Lights are on. We're going to put some lights in here, but like, yeah, that would be basically it. We need a door. We can do it with making it look better in a bit. Will that go? Yes, it will. Okay, and that means I can also place panels. Where did I put them? 7 there. On top of here. Okay. And then tidy up here. Right. Now, the oxygen for this section comes from down there. And it doesn't interfere with the operation of everything else. That's the backup bridge. I think we could probably, do we need to do that with the rest of this? It kind of ruins the stairs look a little bit. Is that an opening? Yeah, I think we do need to fill these bits in. We'll take off the bits we don't like. try and play into the shapes that we've got here. Does not help that the stairs are at a different angle though. That's annoying. Let's think about this. And we've lost our thing anyway. Right. I think we lose some of this. So I kind of like these details. Oh, no, I know. I know exactly how to solve this. If we can't have the details the way I want them, we're just not going to have them. I could have, like, done it with glass, I guess. Just give this a little bit of... Oh, okay, don't want to boost. Right, and then here I need something a little bit more... to soften that up a little bit. Okay, I think that looks alright. Around about here we got, yep, our war cockpit, which is super protected. I think we can further protect it a little bit by blocking over this bit in something a bit larger and more sturdy. So like, let's precision mode that in. No, I don't want to press that. Yeah. Okay, and this bit is just not gonna tidy up, so make sure that doesn't affect anything. Let's go with one of those. Trying to debate on this bit. No, that can stay put. Okay, where are we at now? Bridge place not nowhere near even designed yet. Bridge staircase perfectly fine and protective of the backup cockpit. Piping worked out where that's going to go to come up to here for some whatever we're going to put there. And we've got now from the front of the ship, oops, a slightly better idea of the sort of shape we're looking at. Before we get anything on the bottom here. And from the side, again. Oh, let's go to the other side. Sun's a bit blinding. Looking a bit rectangularly, but we haven't got any kind of like quarters on there yet, battery compartments, none of that's on there yet. Okay, we are going to leave this one here just for this week, and we will come back to this one next week. Wait for my ship to shut up. Calm down, please. Chill. Better. Yeah, so we'll come back to this next week. We're also going to be doing Space Engineers 1, so the series for No Jetpack Survival is still going to be going on. We're still going to be doing our Solus Project series as well. The schedule's not going to change, so we're still going to be doing No Jetpack and Solus Project once a week. We'll be doing the Space Engineers 2 videos frequently, but not on a particular schedule, so you just have to keep your eyes open. Maybe hit the bell button there so you get the notification when we actually do release this video. Subscribe to make sure. So have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.